Got a good one for you. Life is too short for you to be wasting it playing Albion online. Think about this. You're going to live your life, and then you're going to get old, if you're lucky, and you're going to die. And before you breathe your last, you're going to have a chance to sit there and look over your life, and you're going to think about what y'all have been doing for that entire life that you were given. You had the chance to do greatness. You had a chance to make a difference in the world. You had a chance to etch your place in the annals of history. And what did you do? You played Albion Online. You log in, you get your axe, and you chop fake trees. What a loser thing to do, isn't it? It's crazy to think that you would do this with your life, a life which you should value. You waste in this inexplicably, horrendously stupid way. Totally unbelievable. Of course, that's what I'm doing right now, though. So, there is that. Now, here's what I'm thinking. When you get to the end of your life, to where you're looking back over things and you're really thinking about, did I make the right decisions? You actually are not going to be upset at yourself for playing too much Albion Online, or probably any other video game. You're going to be upset at yourself for selling your soul to a job, thinking that that gave you purpose, when in reality, it was supposed to just be a means to an end. You're going to regret the fact that you had a career that kept you from seeing your family for 30 years during the prime of your life, and then promised you that you would have a good life when you turned 65 and retired, and then you didn't actually have the ability to do that either, because you're supposed to enjoy your life every day of your life, not suffer for most of your life based on the hypothetical promise that maybe at the end of it you're going to have a little bit of time to stop and think. You're going to regret the fact that you went out and got a Starbucks 3 times a day, and you spent $30 a day on lattes and stupid panini sandwiches, and you wound up staying buried in credit card debt, living paycheck to paycheck, when you could have been building up wealth that you'd be able to pass on to your kids or somebody you love in your life. You're going to regret that you spent a lot of time being angry about things, like mad about something in politics, or freaking out about something that somebody in your family is doing, or being angry because you didn't get your way about something, and that you were so busy being frustrated about not getting your way that you actually didn't enjoy your life along the way. You'll be upset about the fact that you spent 6 hours every day scrolling through stupid stuff on your cell phone, and you don't even remember how you spent your day, because you spent your whole day on autopilot, just being addicted to the stimuli of scrolling your news feed a little bit longer. You're going to regret the fact that you didn't actually take any time to be mindful along the way. Not that you spent time doing something that you enjoyed and wasn't important enough. That isn't what's going to bother you. What's going to bother you is that nagging suspicion that your life feels like this blank space and you don't even know what you did with it, because you can't remember it. It's kind of like when you get in your car, you go to work, and you go through a bunch of stoplights and you get on the freeway and you go down these side roads and you do all this normal stuff and you go to work, and then 30 minutes later, you don't even remember anything that happened during your drive because you were on autopilot. You've done it so many times, your subconscious was doing the driving and you were just basically in a coma, cruising along, and you might as well have been asleep because you don't remember any of it. You were just in a daze, listening to probably some stupid song that you have already heard 400 times. See, you need to be mindful. And that doesn't mean you cut out all of the simple things, all the superfluities, all the things you do for fun. It doesn't mean you give up those things, not at all. It just means that you know what you're doing. That's all. It means that you take the time to say, I would like to do this now. Maybe I would like to play Albion online. So I'm going to sit down, I'm going to play Albion online. It's not that I'm saying it's a good or a bad activity. It's just I decide to do it and then I do it. So that's different than mindlessly just grabbing the cell phone that I somehow inexplicably can't stand not having in my hand and then pull it out and scroll for another hour. See, one is a deliberate activity I choose to do, and the other one is just a brain dead activity that eats up time and goes into this black hole. And then you got to be peaceful about your life. You got to be glad that you have a life. You got to be thankful for the blessings in your life. And you're never going to look back on your life and be glad that you spent a big part of your life being basically in a state of having a temper tantrum. People having a temper tantrum don't have a good time in life. So you have to learn to be thankful for the life that you have and to have a positive attitude about it. That's a huge one. You probably are not going to sit there at the end of your life and be mad that you spent too much time playing a video game, but you very well may spend some time having regret at the end of your life for all the times when you could have had a decent attitude about the things in your life, and instead you chose to make a fool out of yourself. All the times when you allow there to be a discrepancy between your values that you say you have and the values that you live. You'll regret waste in your life that feels like it's productive at the time. Because just like you could be addicted to a video game, you could be addicted to a job. You can lie to yourself in many different ways. And the lies that are the worst are usually the lies that masquerade as being valuable, as being productive. Because when you work 85 hours a week for your job, everyone will say, oh, look at this person working their way toward the top of the pyramid. And you'll tell yourself that too. That you having a fancier car is, it's good because it's helping you work your way up the hierarchy there. You're doing yourself good. Oh no, nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're going to drive a nice car. Nobody cares that you have a nice house. Nobody cares about any of that. You might. The only reason other people care is that they also are going to try to make sure that they outdo you. There is that. But mostly, it's all just a fool's race of distraction, of envy, and of hatred for one another, which eats up a big part of our life. And then you're going to look back and you're going to wish you spent more time playing a stupid video game that you enjoyed and less time being a bad person, doing things that are harmful, doing things that are cruel to yourself and to others. Think about it, because life is filled with illusions. And the things that we think that are doing us harm are usually not the things that are actually doing us the most damage. So think about that in real terms. If you have bitterness, if you have mindlessness in your life, make a point this year. Be more mindful. Be more positive. Just do those two things, and you probably are going to be just fine. Thank you.